Sadness. It's the ordinary days that hurt the most, not violently. It is a good pain, like a small fox. It nests in its bushy tail and just stays there. I look at her for a moment, saying nothing. Sometimes when I read, she cradles on the armchair. Other times the small creature wanders into the kitchen and hides in my filter mug. I find her there in the morning when I go in to make coffee. Sometimes she hides in the laundry basket. Some other times she just sits quietly in my wardrobe in between the clothes. Most times I just pretend not to see her. I don't mind her. I go about my business. It never bothers me. It never interferes with what I'm doing. She just sits there, silent. She drives me crazy. She wears me out. I wish she went where she came from. The bad thing is she senses when I'm tired or when I'm longing, when the shoes I'm wearing now are too tight, when I bump into myself in the mirror and frown a bit, about to pick a fight. That's when she comes, always there, on the outlook. She's a cunning one, after all. It used to bother me that we could not make friends, that there was no common ground, no place for wild beasts in my life, not just yet. I feared that was the reason she came so often. Maybe she wanted to tame me. She's there when I come across old photos, when I tear my stories to pieces and cannot stitch them back together afterwards, when I feel that I don't know and I cannot. When I really don't know and cannot, she just leaves me alone. I used to think I was her burrow, and that's when I felt the tenderness towards her. After all, I know how it feels to be displaced, to snuggle up in a lair that isn't home, but where you are sheltered for a while. I think it is called a provisional state, or times of crisis, the way she must feel now in the city that means nothing to her, with me picking up shards of myself in the mirror and walking on with a tiny fox in my bag or in my pockets or behind my ear, as if it were normal, as if it weren't hard to walk alone, carrying either a great or a lesser burden, hiding behind a smile made of shards. Sometimes this benign fox turns into a pack of predators with fangs and claws, chasing you everywhere. They feed on your pain. They hunt you down. You are the prey in this story, and there is nowhere to hide. Of course, there are moments when you laugh and cling to all the good things in life. The pack is confused for a while, as if they lost your trail, as if you had crossed a water and your scent had evaporated. They fall back in the darkness they came from. But the little fox keeps coming back. Recently, she has changed her coat. She's now silver bright as snow blizzards are. She crossed into a different season, and I followed. Maybe I'll write more about her one day, a quiet little fox that I pet from time to time, who curls up inside of my palm when I sigh and let my mind wander to when I roamed the world free of worries. She just comes and stays with me until I sit up, wipe my eyes, and go about my business. Maybe someday we'll tame each other, who knows? Maybe I am the wild one, as far as she's concerned. Is she ever going to lose my trail? Am I going to forget these seasons when she changes color as the clouds on my sky? Is it going to get any better? When? Maybe the entire pack is just waiting to rush at me from the dark. I know these things. I think about them sometimes while scratching her between the ears, as you do with a good dog who never loses sight of you. She doesn't say anything. Maybe she hasn't got all the answers herself. I am not afraid of her. Not anymore.